Alrighty, chapter 5, solving inequalities by using addition and subtraction. So this is section 5.1. Some students get mixed up on which inequality symbol is which, like how to read it. So just, we're gonna write some keywords for each one of these symbols. So if you ever forget, you can reference this chart again. I always like to hold my left and right hand out in front of me, and if I tilt it a little bit, my left hand makes an L with my index finger and my thumb, and that is the less than sign, so L for less than. So that's actually the second one here on the left. So this is called is less than, or is fewer than, you might see. Versus the one above it is greater than. So if you see the word is, followed by is greater than, is less than, that means use an inequality symbol. Is more than is also that sign. And then the ones with the or equal to, so this one is greater than or equal to. You could also say is no less than. And another one that comes up in word problems a lot is at least. So you'll see that come up quite a bit. And then the one below is less than or equal to. Is no more than. And like I said, in the word problems, they like to use at most for this one. And we're going to be graphing these solutions on the number line. So with equations, we got like one answer, x equals 2. But inequalities have more than one solution. So we need to graph their solution on a number line to represent all the solutions possible. So when you see an open circle, that is when you use one of these signs without the underline underneath, and this means it's not a solution, but it might start at a specific number. And when you see the closed circle, that's one of the underlines, or equal to one, and this means it is a solution. And that will make more sense when we solve in the next slide. Okay, so we have p plus 8 is less than or equal to 18. So treat these as you would solving one-step equations. You're still you can drop a separator line here, and instead of adding 8, you're gonna subtract 8 from both sides. So you get p, you bring down that same sign, so less than or equal to, and 18 minus 8 is 10. So that is your solution. So it doesn't say p equals 10. Let me clean this up a little bit. It's p is less than or equal to 10. So be careful. I know we just finished solving equations, so you might want to put equal signs there, but it's an inequality symbol now. And it does say graph, so we're going to draw a number line. We're going to put some tick marks. I need to include 10 in the middle. And I usually include 2 numbers to the right and 2 numbers to the left. So we'll put 11 and 12 there. We'll put 9 and 8 on this side. And then P represents any number that is smaller than or equal to 10. So because I can include 10, you're going to put a closed circle on 10. And anything that's smaller than it is to the left. Okay. So I go slightly above my number line so you could see it. If not, you can put a little squiggly arrow just to make sure that you see that arrow is going to the left. All right, let's try subtraction one. 22 is greater than m minus 8. So instead of subtracting 8 from both sides, we're going to add 8 to the left and the right. You're left with 30 is greater than m. fix that there. Some students like their variable on the other side, so you can flip this around. So if I read it backwards, m has to be smaller than 30. So again, we're going to graph this. I'm going to make a number line. I have to put 30 somewhere on it, so let's put it in the middle. Put 31 and 32 to the right, 29 and 28 to the left. And let's look at this solution now. So m represents any number that is smaller than 30, but not equal to 30. So you need an open circle this time on 30, but still pointing down to the left. Anything on that side would be less than 30. All right, so I want you to try these two underneath, solve them and graph them. And you might see that I request your answer in Delta Math here after the video. So you can do the work on there for those two problems. Now I'm going to do the ones on the left, you're going to do the ones on the right. So let's look at this first one. 3a plus 6 is less than or equal to 4a. So just like equations, you want to get your a's to the same side. So you need to subtract 3a from both sides on this one. And 6 is less than or equal to 4a minus 3a is just 1a. Again, students, and I prefer to read the variable first, so I'm going to flip this around. So a has to be greater than or equal to 6. And we do need to graph this as well, so draw a number line. Put 6 in the center, 7 and 8 on the right, 5 and 4 on the left. And a represents a number that is bigger than or equal to, so you can include 6. So we're going to put a filled in circle on 6, and anything bigger than that is going to the right this time. So your arrow points to the right. And then you have to translate. Translating inequalities. 6 times a number decreased by 8 is less than 5 times the number plus 21. So let's break it down. 6 times a number. That should look like 6 times n. Decreased by 8. Decreased by means subtracting 8. Is less than, I'm going to circle that because that is our inequality sign. So this is less than 5 times the number, so that's going to be 5n, and we have plus 21. So that's how you translate that one. So again, you need to do the two on the right side here. All right, then I'm going to do one of these word problems and I want you to do the other. So let's talk about Tyler. Tyler has $65 to spend at the mall. He bought a t-shirt for $18 and a belt for $14. If Tyler wants a pair of jeans, how much can he spend? So we need to define a variable, write an inequality, and solve. Then interpret your solution in a sentence. So we need a variable. So how much can he spend on the jeans? That's my unknown. So I'm going to say let J equal the amount he can spend on jeans. So be careful. We know he wants a pair of jeans, so he's not like buying 12 jeans or, whatever. We don't know how much he can spend on them, so the dollar amount. We know he has $65 to spend at the mall, so that's like his total. And typically I like to put the totals on the right side of my inequality, so I'm going to put that there. He bought the t-shirt for $18 and a belt for $14. So you should know that if you're going up to the register and buying these things, you need to add those two things together. And he also wants a pair of jeans, so plus his J for jeans. So we have to fill in an inequality symbol now. So here's the part where things can get tricky. So think about it. He has $65. Can he spend over that amount? Can he spend exactly that amount? Can he spend under that amount? So it's going to be a less than or equal to, because you could spend $65 or anything less than that. So let's do some math. 18 plus 14 is 32. So 32 plus J is less than 65. You're going to subtract 32 from both sides. I'm going to kind of squeeze it over here. And J has to be smaller than or equal to 33. So a very important part of solving inequalities is to interpret this solution correctly. So what does this mean? So J represents the amount that he can spend on the jeans. So J has to be anything less than or equal to $33. So we're going to say that Tyler can spend no more than $33 on a pair of jeans. Keywords, no more than. If you just say Tyler can spend $33 on jeans, well, that's true, he could, but he doesn't have to just go to the store and look for a pair that costs exactly 33 bucks. If he finds a cheaper pair, then that's great. He'll have some extra money, but he can't go over 33. So he can spend no more than 33, or at most 33 on jeans. So I want you to try. Jay's goal was to score at least 150 points playing basketball this season. So you can try that question, and we'll talk about some of these other ones tomorrow in class.